Hi there. It's Lisa Maxwell. How are you? We're doing our daytime reading. Here's a deck we haven't used in a while. Tarot of the Cat People by Karen Kuykendall. I haven't used this one in some time. I'm going to make sure we have all the cards. I have some other decks. Oh, I also have the Cat Gurus. This was given to me by a friend. I'll tag her in the friend help hex. I think there's like, just want to make sure, yeah, there's like a couple of like not placeholder cards, but yeah, they're like blanks or whatever. I'll just kind of take those out really quickly before we get started. How's everybody doing? Hopefully lots of good reflections on our, came out. Oh, I know. It was how can I forget? It was the Empress that came out in the Shadowscapes tarot that we did the other day. And then following up with the Seven of Pentacles. Pretty exciting stuff. Being in our self-worth, like really knowing and tapping into that divine. I know I wanted to talk a little bit about why I was I don't know if you saw me get really fascinated on that branchy, like super precarious branch that she was standing on. Go back and look at that reading. Here, one card is already coming out. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. So she's standing on that branch, but she was like, she didn't really even care. Like, she's so abundant. She's so within, certain of her own divinity and how she's a reflection of the divine oneness. She's that unique, expression of the universe, and she's there and she's sharing of herself, and she's just because these cards come out as a particular type of, one of the things I like about this deck a lot is it's kind of androgynous. So just because something comes out in a very specific looking female, like or male figure, I think it's important to remember that number one, no matter how you identify, those energies, the feminine and masculine energies, exist in each and every one of us. And that's true for everybody. I'm just going to angle this camera down a little. It's kind of, but so anyways, so let's not get fixated on, oh, she's a woman, so that doesn't apply to me, or he's a man and that doesn't apply to me, or however you identify, whatever, it doesn't really matter. It's important to recognize that energy. So feminine energy is creativity. It's the beginning, it's the part of us that brings brings that flair. Masculine energy also brings a different type of flair, though, right? Like, it's our action, it's our go, it's our ability to kind of maybe be a little more practical about things, where, feminine energy tends to be a little more flowy. But that energy is within each and every one of us. It's important to not, and it's really important to actually cultivate both of those sides. So being and the more we can tap into those practices that help us get there, and help us kind of express that, and allow the feelings about that reality and those energies within us. It's important because that's where we come into balance, and that's where we do have that work-life balance. That's where we're able to create more from the heart rather than just the head. You're actually combining your logic and your heart to really come in, to manifest the creations that you're working toward, of all types. So the Queen of Wands is a very creative. Oh, she's a super creative. She's taking her passions and she's lighting the way for others. See her torch there that she's got, her torchy wand. And she's got a fancy cat. I feel like I'm going to call it a calico. I noticed she's wearing a lot of turquoise. I was really drawn to turquoise today in my meditations. So I have a little bowl here of things that I put together as I was working on my meditations today. Her background is turquoise. Turquoise is a stone of actually, aquamarine is a stone of forgiveness and compassion. It's that Pisces energy. We are in Pisces season. Turquoise is about, like, is it you know, oh, I know what it's about. Like I said, I sat and I write, I'll journal on my things. Turquoise is about I will not fail or fall. That's what it is. I am in good health and will remain so. So that those are a couple of attributes of of turquoise. It's also a card of not a card, a crystal of change, of continuing to move forward with change. We talked about this, right? We've been talking about it, that, you know, there are things in the world that are kind of telling us, oh, things will never change. We know, I know we've all been in that kind of stagnant situation where things maybe never, it seems like it's never, ever, ever going to change. And it's always just going to be that way. Well, the only constant is change. Right? Like, I think if we don't even have to we can be in our heart space about that, but I think even in our logic, we can see that things change all the time. It's only our faulty perceptions when we get into despair and fear, where that nothing ever changes, nobody ever changes, is true. And that's a bully voice that says nothing ever changes. But this person is constantly changing, following passion, listening to heart truths, doing so with that joie de vivre, terrible French. You know, she's doing it with the joy of life. That's French for the joy of life, living in the moment, living in the present. Sometimes everyone's like, oh, living in the moment, you shouldn't do that. You got to plan for the future. Yes, you should. So we do it with balance. And she's showing, you know, that you can follow your passions and still be in good leadership and still be practical. She doesn't get to be a queen if she's just running off with her hair on fire. She's a fire sign. Wands are fire. She's actually using her fire to light the way for others. You know, look, I'm enjoying my life and I'm in leadership and I can conduct my relationships and I cultivate passion and joy wherever I go. And this is what I like to do. I like to not do this for myself, but I'm also doing it in a way that, you know, helps light the way for others, that, you know, you can live your life with that, you know, that wonderful, in that kind of wonderful vibration. Wands are also the sign of health, of healing, I should say, where the Pentacles are too. They're kind of what we do on the daily basis to promote our own health. But Wands are also, like the King of Wands in particular is a healer. He's a healing king. So this is the queen, like she's doing that in spades, no pun intended, but she's doing this, you know, she's promoting healing in our life. Like you know, this is movement in our life. This is things changing, right? Now, when I say change, you know, everyone's like, oh no, I don't want it. Again, the only constant is change. So like we think, no, nothing ever changes, but oh God, don't change. Like, don't we love ourselves? Isn't that fun? The Wands are signs of love and passion. Be loving and just love your. Lucille Ball, love. What does it say? Love yourself, and the rest of it comes into alignment. The rest of it will come. The most important person is to love yourself. Love your uniqueness. Love the things that you like to do. So what? This and that and the other thing in the world is going to seemingly hell. And you know what? Fine. Do that. I am going to love my world even more. Oh my gosh, she even has like a cat on her head. Look at that. She's got a cat on her head. I didn't even know. A little baby cat. So fancy. Like a cat even wants to hang out on her head and trust that she is going to get them where they're going. I'm just going to hang out in your head and it's going to be fine. That cat is not scrabbling. That cat is fine. So good health. So, you know, the health of our life is being in the ebb and flow of change. She's standing She's actually lighting the way. She knows that she's capable of meeting whatever might come. With heart, with heart, with heart, with her heart, rather than just cold logic. A logic that may not, cannot be the only truth. What do we have? Oh, we have that Seven of Swords again. Seven of Swords has been around a lot. This is just, you know, being an illusion. Delusion. Using the thoughts in a delusion. This cat like is super out of it. This is don't believe the hype. Like we can either believe that a particular reality. This is, there's a her name is Robbie Hunt. She is an astrologer and metaphysical minister with Sirius Joy. She talks about an energy of a person she calls the bloviator. This is a person who just kind of spouts hot air and is kind of a bully, and uses their thoughts to harm. This is not involving, again, in the Shadowscapes Tarot, it's not involving, you know, there's a creature trying to like, to say, hey, spirit, we need you. This is somebody who's so enamored with themselves that they're ignoring all the other perspectives of those other swords that are right there at their literal fingertips. But instead, they're just kind of playing, you know, doing this sort of like little like distraction game in the air with this cat, this super out of it cat. I don't know any cat who would enjoy doing that. And you know, who knows what he's gonna do with that sword, you know? And it's got one sword. This is Seven of Swords tends to be, it's theft. It's diving into the distractions in a way that keeps the other perspectives like not even in the picture. He's not looking down. There are 6 other perspectives going on here. But we're going to pick this one. We're just going to dive into this delusion. Well, we're in Pisces season. Spiritual practices used in the wrong way can definitely invite delusion. Definitely. So, you know, are you hanging out on your meditation cushion, but you're not speaking up to the things that you discover, or you're not being truthful about the things that you discover, and there's no heart involved? Where's the heart in this equation? This is doing things without heart perspective involved, with just going off and just talking about a lot of things and saying nothing. This is also the energy of, actually, so I invite, there's a quote by Aristotle that says, the educated mind is one that invites in is open to other perspectives. And maybe there's some, you know, and because there might be something there that you don't know. Guaranteed there's going to be something there that you don't know. This energy says, nope, I know it all. And I'm just going to keep going off with this distraction, keep doing what I'm doing. And there's that. But this is a compassionate queen as well. This is feminine energy. So this invites compassion. When we're meeting that type of energy, and you might be. Okay, 4 of Cups. This one came out at the bottom. This is, again, being in, you know, this is being in despair, looking down. These are cards of like not looking at what the value of other things, the value of other thought perspectives, the value of, you know, It's ignore. It's like just this is duvet diving. This is not, this is just going down the drain of, despair and emotion. None of this invites these other perspectives. We have the opportunity, though, to be of leadership, to be of, noticing that it is a beautiful sunny day outside, to go for a walk. But there are some energies out there that may pull at you in a way that won't let you even move out the front door, let alone move on with your life. So I don't know. I like her. I like her. With the cat on my head, and off I go with my wand. And you know what? It may feel, and she's by herself. She is accompanied by 2 cats. She's dressed very well. Everything is okay with this queen. Just like our empress. Everything was cool with her. Everything was cool with her. Ooh, the devil at the bottom of the deck. So again, these are temptations. These are things that are pulling you back. And it might be these old thought processes. They may be really hard to pull out those other swords and maybe even come up with the one that actually is a better way forward. Like he's kind of surrounded, but he's not even looking down. Like he's going to trip. And this person's looking down. Like if we're looking down, it's hard to see up and about, to see that there are other choices out there. Right? And we've got the High Priestess though too. Oh, and Queen of Swords again. And Wheel of Fortune. All of this stuff is at the bottom of the deck. This is cool stuff. Oh, this is the High Priest. Excuse me. This is tradition. Maybe creating new traditions. Because this card is the number 5 card. 5 is the number of Gemini. This is actually the Hierophant card in the traditional tarot. But five is the number of thought processes. It's the number of Gemini. And that's changing your thoughts on a very local, like on the daily basis, changing your thoughts, changing your perspectives, and maybe then you can start making some new traditions, some new paths forward. And the Queen of Swords, she's got Jaguar. This is Goddess Bast energy. Super awesome. Queen of Swords is, again, that sword is pointing down. I told you. In other tarot, she'll carry a sword, but it's pointing down. Another feminine energy, but bringing in logic. Again, she's like, she's got a sense of humor about a lot of things. And it's important when we're doing this kind of work, when we're starting to make new inroads and starting to make the changes in our life, that we're doing them on the small scale. So that way we can start to affect change on, in how we operate on the larger scale. That came up in our reading. Like, I feel like right now we're not needing to use any of our swords. This almost, this is almost the opposite to me. The 7 of Swords card, this is the opposite to me of the energy of that 7 of Pentacles, where we were growing things, but we knew that it wasn't quite ready to be picked. Like some of the fruit's looking pretty good, but it's not quite ready. This 7 of Swords has decided, oh, we're ready, and we're going to cut off this, and that's that, and garden is done, and I'm moving on. No. Take another look. Take another look. Let's take some more looks. Let's invite some more perspectives in, and, some more looks at ourselves. The more we look within ourselves and see what happened, when we say the reflection of what's around us, what that means. So this almost is like, so again, 4 of Cups, like instead of utilizing the tool of reflection and inner reflection as a tool to understand ourselves better, this one's using it. This is that tool of using it as a bludgeon to feel self-critical, self-judgmental. This is blaming ourselves, shaming ourselves. Blaming and shaming others. If we're doing that to ourselves, 100% you're doing it to others. Sorry. That's truth. Queen of Swords. Start by healing those ways that you're blaming and shaming yourselves and living in regret. So you don't get locked up in the devil, in that nothing ever changes, no one ever changes, I'm never going to change, it's going to take too long. All of the things that we, don't want to take the time. This is not patient. And this is the misuse of these types of things. We want to actually calm down, let the seeds that we've planted grow. Let's calm down. Let's not get into despair. Blame and shame, chained to the past forever, and whipping ourselves with those chains while we're at it. Let's start making some new traditions, new thought patterns, new ways of thinking, new perspectives. Let's look and let's pick up those swords and start to look at what they might have to offer. Because you know what? A sword can glint in the sun like a beacon. Can glint, can be used to, cut away all that extra type of emotion, those despairing types of things. Cut away those extra emotions. Stand up proud. You should stand up proud. Dress well. Stand up proud. So instead of these 4 cups all tipped over, she's got 4 cats. Much more friendly. And then the other one at the bottom was the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, and the Chariot. So we talked about being able to drive logic and emotion. We've got the Chariot. So driving thoughts, we're aligning our thoughts, we're aligning our heart, and then we're truly using good intuition. We're not racing around. This isn't a chariot race. It's a chariot getting to our destination as we can. Wheel of Fortune. This is change. Things change. I will leave it at that. I'll do a synopsis, a shorter synopsis that I'll post to Instagram and YouTube. This will be the extended version. Like, share, subscribe. Share it to somebody who you feel like might benefit from this reading. If you want your own reading, direct message me. I can do something for you. Comment. Any kind of interaction gets the videos out where they need to go. I love you all. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.